Last year I reviewed Wild Blue Yonder and The Giggle, but I never reviewed The Star Beast here on YouTube, not for any specific reason of course, mainly because I was away from my computer at the time and it didn't really feel right to revisit it until now. I actually wasn't going to review it at all, and then I got bored. I rewatched all 3 of the Doctor Who anniversary specials from last year and I thought I actually have quite a lot to say about The Star Beast, and a few extra things to say about the other specials now we're out of the honeymoon period of the 60th anniversary year. In short, I think The Star Beast is messy. In long, I think it's kinda messy, some good, some bad, but overall just not on the same level as the 2 other specials. So let's dive into that. First off, the opening. Now, we know this ugly floating body green screen bit wasn't actually made by Rachel Talalay and was likely added in quite late into production, perhaps even post-production. I do actually like this in a way though. The music sells it completely. And I like having this set up for the new audiences. It makes a lot of sense to not rely on the story arc from 15 years prior. Bloody hell. The visuals are questionable though. If it were me, I'd have put Tennant in Jodie's TARDIS or just CGI'd it behind him or something. A bit of context to the TARDIS change later in the episode and makes more sense rather than him just sort of floating in space, really. Then we have the titles, which, okay, I've got nothing new to add. It syncs differently, the PNG logo is kinda horrid, and the breathing effect in the track is hard to listen to in this mix. However, I really, really love the visuals. People say it's too choppy, too many cuts, but I quite like it. It feels like a proper 2024 show title sequence, and not just a reiteration of exactly what's come before. We start the story with the Doctor walking through Camden and meeting Donna again. Now, I'm not going to nitpick on them meeting straight away and the coincidence of that because it's likely the TARDIS just chose to bring him there. It's never really a coincidence when you've got a sentient time machine. Side note though, I love the scenes in Camden, as it's somewhere that I walk past pretty much every day of the week, so really cool and surreal to see somewhere that I see every day on screen in Doctor Who. Now please Doctor Who, come to Newcastle. Then we get Rose introduced, then a spaceship crashes, then Sean arrives to pick up Donna and Rose before eventually just letting the Doctor book a taxi fare and leaving his wife and daughter. I must say the dialogue in the car is great though, super charismatic Doctor moments with really clear cut, fun, comedic writing. She's fine, she's not fine, she's been fine, yeah, all of that is great. Then the Doctor arrives at the factory, meets Shirley, and finds Unit and the Meep ship. Can you see my issue with this so far? The audience meet 2 new recurring characters in Rose and Shirley, who return again in The Giggle and Season 1 onwards. The Doctor sees a crashing ship, setting up the episode. He meets Donna again for the first time in over a decade. For her, obviously, we know that thousands of years have passed for the Doctor. And this is right after the Doctor has turned into an old face and has that mystery. And this is 7 minutes in. Take away the first 2 minutes for the pre-credits and the titles, and that's 5 minutes to do all that. Let's not kid ourselves either, it's not even badly done. Russell is a phenomenal writer, and it was all done in a way that felt natural and smooth, but taking a step back and rewatching a few times, this is a lot of info, and it means that more interesting concepts like the Doctor and Donna's reunion get kind of shut away, which for me, going into the specials was the big selling point. Anyway, we get reintroduced to Donna's family life. It's nice to see Sylvia and Donna having a good relationship, showing significant development since we last saw them together. These feel like real people. It's been 15 years. I don't want them to be exactly the same. That's why bringing them back is interesting to show development, and Russell, Catherine, and the rest of the team here did an amazing job with that. I love Donna's struggle and feeling like something amazing from her life is completely gone. A perfect reason to justify her return and the resolution of the Dr. Donna story, when prior to that, I didn't really see the point. We then see the Doctor talk to Shirley about Unit, the ship, his old face, and Donna, notably telling her he won't be the one that kills her. She can never remember him at all. I'm sure this won't age horribly. Enter the Meep. I love the Meep, but let's wait until their turn to evil before discussing their character any further. Same with the Wrath Warriors. The Meep and Rose's relationship in the Sheard also works really well. I like the connection of them feeling like outcasts, and the comedy that came with the stuffed toys, all good stuff. And then also, of course, Donna finding the Meep. I mean, that is the kind of Doctor Who I just love. Catherine Tate is so well suited to this show. I love her. We get that great scene with Sylvia and the Doctor as he arrives at the house, but then here comes my issue. Okay, it's fair enough the Doctor being there if Donna doesn't explode looking at an actual alien, then a humanoid alien skinny man won't set anything off, but then, come on, I won't be the one that kills her. And then 5 minutes later we've got, oh, I've got 2 hearts, oh, this is a sonic screwdriver, oh, I'm brilliant. There's a lack of care and a strange drop of character consistency between these scenes that I really detest. Not only would it have been way more interesting anyway to see the Doctor try and save the day, but do it in a way that is hidden from Donna, right in front of her eyes, not only that, but it's never actually explained why he's not being careful, despite just saying so in the previous scene. I'd much prefer him to be forced in between a rock and a hard place the whole episode, and has to get involved to save the day, but meanwhile hiding it from Donna. A missed opportunity in my eyes, but it's only a minor gripe. I just hate when he turns to Donna and gloats about the Sonic. Like, what? Why are you doing that? We also have a fight on the street here, which I really like. It would have been nice to cut between the Doctor and Co tunneling to the taxi and the action, but I can't knock how it looks. That's Disney money, baby. Giant flying aliens, soldiers, practical explosions and cars. Yeah, that all looks great. They escape to the car park and have the court hearing. Love the wig. Very doctory for him to just have that in his pocket the whole time, and I love this scene. Again, other than the Doctor basically encouraging Donna to get involved with him in the court case, as opposed to dropping the family off safe somewhere else before doing this court case. Very strange. I know you need Donna for the story, but given you're trying to appeal to the better nature of two species at war, you'd, like, get rid of the whole family you've got with you, wouldn't you? Oh well. The confrontation is great, the twist that the Meep is the baddie is great, so let's talk about that. The Meep is the perfect Doctor Who villain for me. The intelligence and craziness of a proper classic Who villain with the appearance of the Pating or the Adipose, it works. And the Wrath Warriors, classic design as well. The practical costumes with the CGI enhancements for both the Meep and the Wrath Warriors are just incredible here. They look brilliant. I'm sure the fans of the comic were very, very happy with this. Anyway, they get taken, back at the ship, all hail the Meep, and we're in the final scene. Donna leaves her family to help the Doctor in a great moment. Both of them at the top part of the ship together, just as the ship digs into the ground and starts to destroy London. So, it's been mentioned before, but I really hope we stop doing this. Thankfully this isn't the case for Wild Blue Yonder or The Giggle, or even Church on Ruby Road, but a problem myself and a few others have with Russell T Davies stories, notably finales, is the magic button idea. Now, I love Russell. I think he's one of the best TV writers of our generation. He is genuinely brilliant, and we're incredibly lucky that he loves this show enough to write for it the first time, never mind again. He does, however, have a habit of making very compelling stories just to wrap them up with a quick fix that reverses everything. Most notably Series 3, the Master destroys the human race, or decimates them, enslaving the rest of them for a year, and then everyone in the world says the word Doctor, the paradox machine is destroyed, and the whole thing is reversed as if nothing ever happened. The same thing happens here in the Star Beast. We see cracks forming and magma rising through the surface, to then just immediately go right back to normal afterwards. It's kind of annoying. Just make the stakes high, but don't let us directly see the magma have the cracks, but just don't show it burst open. Then you can go back to normal. That would make a lot more sense than seeing pretty much London crack open like an egg, and then go, oh, everything's fine. The Star Beast is the outlier for me though. Wild Blue Yonder doesn't have a quick fix in my opinion. It all makes sense, it's very timey-wimey, but it makes sense. And in The Giggle, we see the Doctor actually consider the many people who lost their lives during the events of the episode. Amazing stuff. But we'll get into the episode comparisons later. I love pretty much all of this scene in the control room. The dilemma of the Doctor is really felt between him and Donna. I wish it was this desperate all the episode. It's honestly great drama though, and Tennant sells it, as does Tate. The code word slowly unlocking her is a great touch, as well as are the words binary harking back to Journey's End. Really emotional and brilliant stuff. Donna helping them win and subsequently dying was great, super emotional, and gives Tennant and Tate room to show what they're made of. Proper emotional performances, brilliantly written, brilliantly performed. So the whole passing down thing I actually really like. Rose having the meta-crisis passed down into her works very well for me. It makes sense and it's a satisfying answer. It also makes Rose this super unique character, having seen actual memories of the Doctor, and then of course connecting all of that to her gender dysphoria with the line "after all these years I'm finally me" was a really, really nice touch. It's such an important part of her character, and that was a really sweet moment. The elephant in the room though, the male presenting Time Lord moment and the just let it go moments, I'll be honest, I see what they were trying to do. It just came across a little bit ham-fisted for me. And I feel like the solution to the meta-crisis just being, oh, just let it go, feels a little bit cheap after a lot of emotional investment. That being said, it really infuriated all the right people, so it was worth it for that. Top marks, no notes. Finally, the Meep teases an upcoming big bad. We go back to Camden, and then we see the new TARDIS. I like the excuse of Donna not letting Rose into the TARDIS and not wanting to travel with the Doctor anymore at all. It's a nice echo to when Donna said she wanted to travel with him forever in Journey's End. It's a lovely little connection for her to have grown as a character, having a family and settling down and deciding she doesn't want to travel, but couldn't resist one last trip. Yeah, perfect. That's exactly how these companion returns should go. The new TARDIS is gorgeous, and I love the conversation Donna has with the Doctor about settling down, having coffee together, stop running. It's a perfect setup for the giggle, whilst being subtle enough to not make you think they're just setting it up. It's completely natural for Donna. She got the taste of adventure in The Runaway Bride, she dedicated her life to finding him, and then in Partners in Crime, travelling with him. She was running from the quiet life, from responsibilities. The Doctor has also been doing that, and it works perfectly as a story point for me. Anyway, Donna spills her coffee and the TARDIS goes apeshit. Perfect ending to the opening of a 3-part anniversary celebration. Perfect ending. So what do I think overall? Look, it's not bad by any means, but I think it does rush a lot of key things I would have loved to have spent more time on. The Starbeast is a perfect setup for 2 brilliant stories in Wild Blue Yonder and The Giggle, and if this episode spent more time doing all the other stuff, we'd have no clear story, and it would have possibly lowered the quality of the other 2 episodes. And personally, I'm happy to have this story be a bit messy in order to have Wild Blue Yonder and The Giggle. Russell seems to take this approach, whether he means to or not, of taking something that us fanboys hold on to dearly, like for example the Dr. Donna storyline, and going, well, as a writer, I don't care too much to spend time on that, so we'll make it less of a plot point than you're expecting, or do something that some people might not like. I love this approach. He's a risk taker, and most of the risks in Doctor Who that he's taken, I'd say, have paid off. And I'll take risky experimental Doctor Who at its worst over average, fine, by-the-numbers Doctor Who. So yeah, the Starbeast is messy. Yeah, it's my least favourite of the 3, 4 specials. Yeah, it rushes past plot points I'd have rather spent time on, but does it work? Yeah, kind of. The Starbeast couldn't really be anything else if the quality of the other 2 specials were to be maintained. You spread the Dr. Donna stuff through all 3 specials, then Wild Blue Yonder and The Giggle take a hit, especially The Giggle, as that was already way too busy enough without anything extra. So as much as I don't love this episode, I have to take a step back and go, would I rather the Starbeast be better, but Wild Blue Yonder and The Giggle be more messy, or would I rather the Starbeast be overstuffed and a bit messy, but retain The Giggle and especially Wild Blue Yonder and how brilliant that is? And the truth is, I'd take the latter any day. The Starbeast takes a bullet for Wild Blue Yonder and The Giggle, allowing them to breathe and do exactly what they're designed to do without being bogged down by a 15-year-old plot thread and a bunch of character introductions. So overall, I don't know. I don't love the Starbeast, but would I change it? Not really. It's still a lot of fun, and the breakneck pace of the episode helps mask the messy edges of it. So yeah, I don't really know how to end this now. If you're a live stream person, we actually do a weekly Doctor Who news and reviews show here on YouTube called The Who Bulletin, so keep an eye out for them on most Tuesdays. I also have a podcast where we talk about the latest movies, TV shows, and reflect on a lot of our old favourites over the years. We actually have a Doctor Who themed episode on these specials, our memories of Doctor Who, and looking ahead at Season 1. Hello, Editing George here. This video took so long to come out that it means that this little segment here is completely outdated, so I'm just going to tell you the crack instead. We do have a podcast. It is called Nostalgia Bait. Brand new episodes every Thursday, and we've got plenty of Doctor Who themed episodes, as well as Marvel themed ones, Star Wars themed ones. It's available now on Spotify and on its very own YouTube channel. Please go and check these out. We very much greatly appreciate it. And yeah, you can expect some more Doctor Who stuff in the future on there, as well as on this channel. So like, subscribe, all that sort of lovely stuff. See you soon. Love you. Bye-bye. Mwah. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.